Greetings, golf addicts, and welcome to this week's edition of the Fantasy Golf Sommelier, the first episode for the new PGA Tour season. It's been a long time since we've seen each other. We've had a long break. Okay. That's what the PGA Tour does. They like to have a long 2-week break between one season to the next season. It's kind of crazy. But we're here in Napa Valley this week for the Fortinet Championship. Okay. Now, Napa Valley is known for wine, in case you haven't heard. Okay. They got really good wine in Napa Valley. And I'm going to talk about that in here in just a little bit. I'm going to talk about why Napa Valley wine is so good. And I'm also drinking some Pinot Noir this evening. It's so good. Such a good wine. So versatile, goes with a lot of things. Goes with duck. Goes with duck very well. But let's start with the plays of the week, okay? We're going to start with the wine by the glass play of the week. And that is going to be Max Homa, the under 70 day one. All right, let's talk about this, okay? This is a par 72. We got 4 par 5s on this golf course that are pretty easy, okay? They're gettable par 5s. And then you got a whole lot of par 4s with wedges into them and whatever else. Did you see that little gnat? It was like a little gnat, little bug thing distracted me. Anyway, let's move on here and talk about more about Max Homa. So I think he hits the under 70, all right? All he's got to do is go 3 under. All right, so you're telling me a guy in good form, a guy who won this tournament last year. Of course, these guys should just obliterate. All he needs to do is shoot 69 on day one. I'll take it. I'll take it. So I think, I like this one almost too much. I'm almost scared to even put it out there because I'm like, what do I not know? What do I not know here? But Max Homa under 70 strokes, I'm a big fan of. Okay. All right. So, like I said, we're talking about Pinot Noir, specifically Napa Valley Pinot Noir. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this one. This is the bread and butter Pinot Noir. It's a 2020. Now, bread and butter is kind of popular. I mean, you see it everywhere. You see it in restaurants. You see it in the grocery store, which is good. I mean, I like to talk about those things. We don't need to talk about rare wines that none of you are ever going to buy, and neither am I, okay? This is one that's like $18, $19 in the grocery store. I got it on sale today for $14. That's fantastic. And it probably costs like $30 for a bottle in a restaurant. But let me give you a few tasting notes about this one. First, let me taste it. Again, like I always say, get your whole nose in there. Get your whole snoz in there and smell, okay? Anyway, but look, you got a lot of cherry flavors in here. You got raspberries, okay? You got a touch of cassis. I don't know what cassis is. You got rich flavors of fresh fruit, soft oak. It just creates a beautifully long, smooth finish. And that's what you get with Pinot Noirs. You get a very smooth and long finish, okay? Little vanilla in there. Little sweet vanilla. And, this wine I said duck, goes well with duck, goes well with some roasted mushrooms, obviously a steak or something like that. It even says in the tasting notes, it says, this wine goes well with roasted mushrooms, duck breast, and dog earing another page in your favorite book. I have never heard of the term dog earing before, okay? But basically, I guess it's when you fold the top page of your book as like a bookmark. So I guess it's saying like you like this wine is so good, you got to like put the book down, you got to dog ear it, and you got to drink some more. Let's move on. Let's talk about the next play, the FGS Reserve Play of the Week. I'm going to go with Tom Hoagie. Okay, I'm going with the over on the birdie or better matchup versus Nate Lashley. These are really, I mean, look, I get he's pretty good with his irons. Okay, I'll give him that. But come on. I mean, Tom Hoagie, the guy's he's a fantastic player. He can make birdies. This is a great course fit for him. I just like him to make more birdies than Nate. Okay, that's just what's going to happen. I don't think you need to know any more information from me than that. Okay, both these guys can make birdies. I get it, but I'm just going with the quality player here, and I think Tom Hoagie is a much more quality player. I'm going to go with the over here. Tom Hoagie beats him. He has more birdies than Nate Lashley. Okay, all right. Now let's talk a little bit about Napa Valley. All right. Hmm. Now, you may wonder, or you may not. I mean, Napa is obviously known for great wine. Why, you may ask? Well, you could probably make the assumption that would be correct that it's the climate. And it is. I mean, any good wine comes from great climate. Okay. There's a reason that you don't get great wine coming from right here in Georgia. Okay. The climate sucks, especially right now when it's hot as hell. I'm sweating right now doing this, wearing this hot ass robe. But you know what? I'm still here. But I know that I'm not going to grow some good grapes and some wine in my backyard. It's not going to happen. If I lived in Napa, I'd be like, yeah, I might be able to do this. Okay. But I can't do it in Georgia. All right. But here's the thing about the climate. All right. You got mountain ranges. Okay. Here's an important thing. Proximity to the Pacific Ocean. Proximity. DB talks about he talks about proximity doesn't work. Well, guess what? It works for wine. Proximity works for wine. We're proximity to the Pacific Ocean. Okay, that's where proximity works for sure. Okay, and Napa also has that Mediterranean climate, perfectly suited for growing fine wine grapes. And by the way, only 2%, all you stat people out there, you love your stats. Only 2% of the Earth's surface is covered. Wait, sorry, let me say that again. Only 2% of the Earth's surface is covered by a Mediterranean climate. You hear me? Okay, only 2%. That is why Napa has such fantastic wine. It's in the 2%. Okay, it's in that range. All right. So there you go. There's some knowledge on if you're wondering why Napa is just so great, and it's a fantastic place. I've been there before. Love it. All right, let's go on to the Pop the Court Play of the Week. All right, before I get on to the Pop the Court Play of the Week, I want some comments. Okay, I want some comments. I want to know, who is your guy next year. Okay, now, and I say that meaning in the fall, okay, the fall swing season, but really going into next year, 2023. Who's going to be the guy that you're going to be on that you think is going to be sort of a kind of a sleeper, like a sleeper going into next year that you think you're just going to hammer? Maybe it's in the fall, or maybe it's next year. Okay. Like Scotty Scheffler is a guy that came off the Corn Ferry. You know, everybody knew he was good, kind of was okay. And then finally this year he broke through. All right. Or Cam Smith. A lot of people like Cam Smith going into the year. That wasn't like a sleeper, but he was one that just sort of broke through and just had a fantastic season. Who is your guy? Okay. Who's your guy for next year? All right. I don't care if it's a Corn Ferry guy. I don't care if it's a guy who's been on tour for 5 years, whatever. Who is your man that you're going to ride next year? Okay. All right. That didn't sound really good. Anyway, your person, your golfer that you really like for next year. The guy you're going to, you're going to hammer him in all kinds of bets. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the Pop Court Play of the Week. That's going to be Cory Connors for me. DB hates Cory Connors. I don't care. It's my show. I don't care. I like Cory Connors. Going to play in the President's Cup next week. He can make a lot of birdies. He's going to have a lot of wedges into these holes. I know his putting sucks. I don't care. I think he's going to hit a lot of balls close. I think he's going to make a lot of birdies. And so I think there's two things that you can look at for him. And really, there's probably three. But here are the two that I like. I like the over birdie or better matchup versus Mark Hubbard, who I also like Hubbard. I don't mind Hubbard. Again, this is a quality player thing, just like I did with Tom Hoagie versus Nate Lashley. I think Cory Connors is just a better player. He's going to have more birdies. He's going to have more opportunities, and he's going to convert those. All we need is more birdies than Mark Hubbard, and I think that's what he's going to do. Okay. Next thing I'll go with, all right, is I'm going to go with the under on Cory Connors that's at 69.5. I think he gets, He scores. It's so good. I don't even know how to talk. I just want a 3-under is going to happen. All right, 3-under is going to happen at least on Thursday. By the way, I even like the birdie or better number at 4.5. I think he gets 5 birdies. Okay. Anyway, okay, that's all I got. Prize picks. These are the plays. Play them. Good luck this week. Let's all win some money. Let's have a good time. Let's have fun. And that's all I got.